Hi everyone, I hope you're well. It's a lovely day today, beautiful blue sky outside, so nice. It's about, I guess, 3:45 in the afternoon on a Tuesday, quiet Tuesday in February, very nice. So I thought today, liven things up with a little bit of mayhem. I would ink this drawing of Skeletor. But before I do, I want to do a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. Thank you everyone who has subscribed, everyone who's supporting my work. I'm very touched. I'm delighted really. But so I want to say a thank you to Jason, Deborah, David, Scott, Brian, Mark, Patrick, Ryan, Brendan, Jacob, and Richard. You all know what you've done. You're all guilty of sin. No, thank you very much. Right, so pleasantries out of the way. I'm going to make a start on this. This is sort of a warm-up, so it might not be terribly good. Can't really say at this point. It might be awful, but let's give it a shot anyway. As everyone of a certain generation feels the same way about this guy. They absolutely love him and effectively base their entire lifestyle and personality on emulating him as much as possible. Maybe that's not everyone. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But you can't deny that he's got a ton of style. And as is often the case with these TV shows and films, it's the villain who's the real star. I think the great thing they did was to give him almost a kind of a goofy sense of humour, and absolutely no respect whatsoever for his ridiculous acolytes. Why does he even want to get He-Man? Is it because He-Man has muscles and Skeletor is just a skeleton? He's like, I want muscles as well. But then, of course, you look at him and he does have muscles. So what's that all about? Maybe the sort of like fake blow up muscles. By the way, if I left your name off when I said all those little platitudes at the beginning, let me know, and I'll sort of mention you in the comments underneath this. But I think I got everybody, just about everybody. I think. I probably will eventually put this one on YouTube. If it's good, I'll put it on YouTube. If it's not, just you lot are just going to have to just suck it up, I'm afraid. Sorry. I think it is going to be good, though. So, I've been watching this show quite a lot as I'm going to sleep at night. It's you wouldn't think it was a good aid to sleep, but because it's quite frenetic. There's always quite a lot going on, but there is something because it's reminiscent of my childhood. I do find it quite reassuring. Kind of reminds you of when you were a kid and you were off school and you were sick or whatever, and you'd stay home and watch cartoons. And here I am, 45 years old, and I'm still at home watching cartoons. So it's good. So maybe not think about that too much. Maybe just you get a bit depressed if you're not careful, you know. Right, oh, I've made a bit of a mess there. Got overexcited when I was talking about cartoons. Never mind. Give them lots of nice frown lines there. You want to go overboard with the kind of skeletal skull texture, because then he doesn't really look like he does in the cartoon. What am I saying there? No, I'm not sure. There we go. I think it's quite funny that he's got, I don't know if you can make this out of the pencils, but he's got these ridiculous, they're not bones. They're like cartoon bones, you know. Like the kind of bones that, like, I don't know, Deputy Dog or whatever would dig up. I don't know. he even really dig up bones? Was that his deal? I don't know. Maybe not. Perhaps not. The cartoon is extremely camp, as I think everybody knows, very silly, and yet there is something to it. There is something in its kind of its boldness and its kind of clear morality that is quite reassuring. I think, particularly if you're trying to get to sleep, these very simple tales that get resolved in a pretty kind of complete and unambiguous way. So you're not left with questions at the end like, oh, is He-Man a goodie? Maybe his presence on Eternia is bad for Eternia in a way. You're not really troubled by such kind of philosophical quandaries. You're just like, yeah, he saved the day and everyone's delighted. The status quo has been maintained. That arch, I'm starting to sound like Skeletor now, that arch centrist Prince Adam and Prince King Randor, his hegemony has been preserved. Again, probably best not to think about that too much. There we go. Time to ink one of these ridiculous bones. Drawing a circle with a brush. Never a good idea, really. I should bust out a pen and do it that way. But I think as I'm just suggesting the shape, we should be all right. Here we go. That's it. It's funny, I listened back to this video and I remember saying any of this about cultural hegemony and King Randall being a centrist, a neoliberal. I'm ruining He-Man for myself. What a shame. But you see here, I'm trying to add a bit of kind of texture to these bones to try and make them look a bit more like actual bones. But there's only so much you can do. I'm quite pleased with this so far, I think. Looks all right. And then when this is done, I have a lot of work to do, but I'm going to add some colour to it and turn it into something that'll, hopefully blow up on social media and get me some more subs and that kind of thing, If you're just seeing this on, say, Twitter or YouTube, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not exclusively moving over to Patreon. I don't think that's even really feasible. You can't paywall everything, Usually I'd be a lot more careful when I was inking, so I wasn't trailing my hand through the ink. But I want to do this nice and fast and loose, so yeah, that's all right. Maybe do a little something there to create a impression of it. Going back, yeah, that's good. Maybe here as well. Some muscle detail. There he is, the big boy himself. I maintain my theory though that these are fake muscles born out of He-Man envy. Oh. And there we go. That is Skeletor. Yeah, I hate you, He-Man.